Okay, good morning class. So you guys had some homework. The homework was exercise one point. Sorry? Right, let's go to 1.7. Any issues with exercise 1.7? No? Exercise 1.8, collecting like terms, you had to do the odd numbers. And this was on page 30. Any issues that you guys had with that exercise? Nothing? Two C. Okay. Anything else? Okay, for homework I would like you guys to do 1.8. The sums that you haven't done. So it is going to be 1, B and D, and number 2, B and D on page 13. Okay? Everybody know what to do? Okay. So the only question was for 2C. Okay. Sorry? Yeah. So the question says simplify. So how many terms are here in the sum? 2 terms. So to get rid of the brackets to add like terms, I multiply this out. So what's a quarter times 4? 1. Okay, so it's going to be 1. X squared times x is going to be x cubed. A quarter x squared times 8y. It's going to be 2 x squared y. Negative 3 over 5x multiplied by 25x squared. It will be negative 15 x cubed. Negative 3 over 5x times negative 20 xy is going to be positive 12 x squared y. If you don't know how to work the fractions out in your head, use the calculator. Okay? So what do we look for now? Like terms. Okay? So what is x cubed minus 15x squared? 15x cubed, sorry. It's negative 14x cubed. What is 2x squared y plus 12x squared y? Be positive 14x squared. So what was the problem for the girl who asked this? Where did you go wrong? Sorry? You said? 4 over 4 here. Or you said 4 over 4 here. So 4 over 4 is 1. So the next one you got 8 over 4. Then the next one you got 75 over 5. And then you got 60 over 5. Did you still add the like terms? Okay. In the next step, if you had added your like terms, you would have seen that the fractions cancel out and simplify. But you can use a calculator. If you don't know, do you know how to simplify fraction? Like 8 over 4, 4 going to 4 once, 4 going to 8 twice, so it's going to give you 2. Hence that 2. 4 over 4, 4 going to 4 once, 4 going to 4 once, give you the answer 1. 75 over 5, 5 going to 5 once, 5 going to 75, 15 times. 15 over 1, which is, and so on and so on. Okay? Okay, any other confusion with regards to exercise 1.8? Nothing. As I said, for homework, you're going to conclude exercise 1.8, the sums that we haven't done yet. Okay. Now we're looking at factorization. When several terms are multiplied to form an algebraic expression, all what we were doing now, we were multiplying out the fractions, the brackets, not so. And it formed algebraic expressions. Okay, in grade 8 we spoke extensively about when an expression is an algebraic expression or not, and so on. Okay? Each original term is called a factor of the expression. So if we look at just check here the color. Yeah. You look at this here. Negative 15x squared is a factor of 3 over 5x, and 25x squared is a factor then of negative 15x squared. You understand? Like if you got 6, okay, the factors of 6 are 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, as well as 1 and 6. Not so. And 6 and 1 and so on. So these are what we call factors. So when we multiply them together, I get the 6 again. Can you see that? So when we're looking at factorization, you guys dealt with factorization before. Okay, it's basically the rules of product. It is the inverse or the reverse of the rules of products. Okay. So let me just check here. So if you're looking at the example on page 14, it says determine the factors of, let me just cut this out quickly. Okay. So the question says determine the factors of 2x times 2x plus 1 into x minus 1. So the factors of that expression are 2x plus 1, x minus 1, 2 and x. So all of those are factors, which means to say it can be divided into the given expression without a remainder, basically. You understand? Do you guys understand? There's more than that factors as well. 2x is also a factor. So it can also divide into this expression without a remainder. As you can see, they broke up 2, they broke up x. You can have a factor of x minus 1 times 2 as well. It's basically different setups of factors. Okay. We know from grade 9 that common factor is the first step of factorization. If you find a common factor, you must always take out the common factor first. Okay? So if the question says factorize, they ask you to factorize 6x minus 10. Which page is this on? Page 14. The question says factorize 6x minus 10y. Okay. So what is common here in these two terms? 2. You all agree with that? We will always take out the highest common factor, the biggest factor that can be taken out there. And the highest common factor here is 2, which then gives us 3x minus 5. And we can test if we correct. 2 times 3x is going to give you 6x. And 2 times negative 5y is going to give you negative 10. You guys understand? Which makes that correct. Okay. Let's look at another example. Try this one. It's now example 2 on page 40. Oh dear man, I'm giving the solution over there. To the next one as well. And the next one. Can you all see? Is there any of you that is confused? Anybody that's confused here what to do? Okay, so let's look at the first number 2, example 2. So what's common here? 2x. What are we left with? Y plus 2. Just plus 2. If it was, if I'm going to multiply this out, whoops. Multiply this out, 2x times 2x is going to give you 4x squared, and there's only 4x. So that is a mistake. It's supposed to have been 2. You all agree with that? So 2x times 2 is going to give you 4x. The next one, what is common here? 3p. The 3p times what is 3p? 1. 3p multiplied by what's going to give you negative 6p pq. Negative 2q. You all agree with that? 3p times 1 is 3p. 3p times negative 2q is negative 6pq. Otherwise we could have said 3p is common, and then we say 3p divided by this common factor here, which is 3p, so they give you 1. Hence that 1 there. You got negative 6pq divided again by 3p. So they give you negative divided by positive is negative. 6 divided by 3 is 2. P's cancel, leave you with 2q. That's another way of looking at the same thing. You all okay with that? Any confusion? No? Let's look at example 4. What is common here? 3a. What are we left with? A minus 3 plus 4b. Again you can test it. 3a squared. 3a times negative 3 is negative 9a. 3a times 4b is positive 12ab. Okay. Any confusion there? No? Alright. There's 2 more. Example 1 on page 15. Guys, finish? Finish? Yes? Okay. So what is common in the first example on page 50? Sorry? A, B squared, C squared. That's the highest common factor. I could have said C, but C squared is in all of them. Not so. So C squared is the LCM. What are we then left with? A, B squared, C squared multiplied by what is going to give you A squared, B cubed, C squared? A, B. A, B squared, C squared multiplied by what's going to give you negative A, B squared, C squared? Negative 1. As you can see, we took out the whole factor there as the common factor. The whole term as the common factor. Whenever you're taking out the whole term as a common factor, you're left with 1. Why? When we multiply this out again, A, B squared, C squared multiplied by negative 1 is going to give you negative A, B squared, C squared. Does that make sense? Right. Next, A, B squared, C squared multiplied by what's going to give you 2, A cubed, B squared, C 4. Positive? 2, A squared. No, B's already accounted for. Or C squared. Okay? And there's your answer. Okay. Let's look at the next subject. I ask you to factorize 16x minus 8y. 16x minus 8y. What is common here? 8. Now let's say I say 2 was common. Is 2 a common factor? Yes. Although it's not the highest common factor, 2 is a common factor anyway. What would we have been left with? 8x minus. But if the sum was only 8x minus 4y, what would have then been common? 4. So you see that 4 must still come out of this. So I got 2 times 4 into. If I take out 4 as a common factor in the bracket, what am I left with? 4 multiplied by what's going to give you 8x. 4 multiplied by what's going to give you negative 4y. Negative. And what is 2 times 4? 8. So it's going to give you 8 into 2x minus 1. You see that, people? So if you had taken out a factor, and in that bracket that you can still go further and factorize further, you'd have to go factorize until you can't factorize anymore. Does it make sense? But most of you went and said, for 16x minus 8y, 8 is the common factor. 8 multiplied by 2x is 16x. 8 multiplied by negative y is negative 8y. Same answer. Okay, once you can see the highest common factor, you take that out straight away, then you will have less steps. The less steps means also say, at times, not all the time, that you're eliminating or you're minimizing your chance of making a mistake. Okay? Sometimes when you write unnecessarily over and over and over, you start making a mistake. Okay? You all okay with that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do exercise 1.9. Out of 1.9, we're going to do the first column out of number 1. Okay? For homework, it's going to be the second column, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Okay, we're going to do the first column inclusive of number 2, A and B. Okay? So see, that filters into the next part of the work I want to talk to you about. Okay, so exercise 1.9 on page 15. Get started. If you have a problem, you can come to me now. If there's something you don't understand. Yes. Guys done with the first four? We're still busy with the first four. Okay. Okay, in A, the first one. So answer to the first one, what is common? 4. What are we left with? Plus 2b. The next one? 3. You all agree with that? No. Make it a note that if the first term is negative, we take out negative as a common term. Even if we've got 100 terms and only the first term is negative, take out negative as a common term. Make that an A habit. Okay? So it's going to be negative 3. What are we then left with? X minus 5. Again, that's going to give us negative 3x plus 15y. Okay. Next, what is common in E? 8. AB. What are we left with? AB minus. Next, what's common here? A squared B. What are we left with? 1. Remember we took out the whole term there. So it's 1 minus B squared. You all agree with that? As you can see, A squared is already accounted for. Coming from grade 9, what do we remember? What can be done here? Dots, which gives us what? Difference of two squares, which is what in this case?
Sorry, Mr. Bowling.
No problem.
The Tita Kunta.
The Tita Kunta? She is. No problem. So what will this be, people? 1 plus B, 1 minus B. Is there any confusion there? Okay. You guys, who's finished with I? Okay. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do the next 4. The next 5. Okay. Guys done with the next 4? So what is common here? In I? 5x. What are we left with? Y minus 2x. The next one, what is common here? 8 cubed. What are we left with? 1 minus b. The next one? 3x squared. You all agree with that? I'm left with 1 minus 2x plus 3x squared. You all agree with that? The next one, it's common here, 5, and we left with a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. You guys remember how to factorize this from grade 9? It's a perfect square trinomial. No, we did this last day. What would it be? A minus b squared. If you don't remember it, don't worry about it now. We're going to do some of that in tomorrow's lesson or the day later on. Okay, we forgot it, it's fine. But at this point, you should be able to do the first two. Okay? Q? Negative 2b. I'm then left with 3a minus or b squared minus 2c plus d. You all agree with that? 2cb. Okay, no problem. You all agree with that? Let's look at S. What is common here? 4a squared b cubed. Okay, into 4a squared b5. Okay, minus 2a b4 plus 9. Okay, any confusion there? Yes, Michael? What did you take out as a common factor? So you took out negative 8a squared b cubed. But the first term is not negative. Why are you taking out negative? That's number 1. Number 2, can 8 go into 36? No? That's your mistake. Sanya. Okay, no problem. So if you got negative 8a, what did you say? B cubed. Then what did you have inside the bracket? B5 is? Plus AB4 minus 4. So if you multiply this out, I'm going to give that there. If I multiply this out, I'm going to get that there. But negative 8a squared b cubed times negative 4 is going to give you 32 a squared b cubed. Do you see? It was your mistake. The next one, what is common here?